I caught up actually with Jon Butt from Fire Protection Online a couple of weeks ago, mainly because they're around the road from us at Lakeview Business Park, and we were just touching base with a few businesses to see how they're getting on during the crisis and during lockdown. Jon is the founder of the company. Jon, thank you for coming on the show. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Nice to see you. No, hello. Good.
Good. I know for a fact that you've still been, even though obviously lockdown's been in place and a lot of restrictions are happening, obviously at the moment and in the past month and couple of months, but you've still been working. You obviously still have a business to run. So tell us a little bit about Fire Protection Online and a little bit about how you've sort of reacted and you've been running during lockdown.
Okay. Yeah. So one point is that we work. So everyone else is sitting at home watching TV. We're working. But so Fire Protection Online started quite a while ago. We are like an Amazon of fire safety gear, and so we sell nationwide from here, and we sell fire extinguishers and all that kind of stuff. And if you can imagine, most of our customers are businesses, and so one day on a Monday everything was fine. Then that Monday night, the Chancellor said we're going to prop up businesses and stump up, or 300 odd billion, and then the next day everything stopped. Business just flicked a switch, everything stopped. And so I having spent a couple of hours moaning. By the way, did I spell it wrong when I entered my name? It's not.
I think you mentioned your name. Oh, Jon. I've only just noticed that.
Yeah, I'm not Welsh. I can't spell Jon.
Jon.
So after feeling sorry for myself for about 5 minutes, and seriously, I mean, so you imagine we've been going for 14 years or something. We have no bank borrowing, no nothing. But and we're extremely well organised as a company, but we're a kind of discounter. And so the one thing I've never considered was having no customers. So we'd covered everything else, but never really thought of the scenario of what happens if you haven't got any customers. And so business was about to would have gone bankrupt. No, with no customers. But then I decided, one of our suppliers said that we were going to start to supply sanitizer. I said, please let me in on that. And
Jon, sorry,
you can still see me.
Sorry, no, you cut out slightly there.
We're in and pre-sold.
Sorry, Jon, you cut out slightly then. We got to where I think you was about to say sanitizer.
So, what I said, they decided sanitizer in the UK. They managed to get hold of it. Can you see me?
Yeah,
I can see you.
Yes, we can see you. Yeah, we can see you and hear you now. That's fine.
Okay. So we put it up for pre-sale to see what would happen, and sold more than you could shake a stick at, because of course people can't get it. And when we sell stuff, we only sell what we have from stock, and we have free delivery and free next day delivery, and we genuinely if we say we've got it, we've got it. So I decided to start looking into these products, and quite a while ago started getting hold of all the stuff that people thought I could figure out what people would need, and we've been busy shipping this out. So we sell everything you possibly think of to do with the businesses needing to get out of this lockdown. We've got it, and everything we sell. Is this flashing in and off?
It's not flashing in and off, but like you're lagging in and out. Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit here and there, Jon. I think the internet's like fuzzing in and out. But we are hearing what you're saying, so please carry on. So I think the last bit we got to was when you were mentioning about you've got everything that businesses will need. Yeah. Oh, Jon, I think we've lost you again.
So very simply, while everybody else has been closed, I can see you perfectly. It's unfortunately, so I can't tell. I can see you and hear you. So I do apologise. We're actually, well, if you know Lakesview, but we're on high speed.
That's really odd. Yeah, usually the internet's fine, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Look, we've got you back now. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We mentioned there about pivoting businesses. So yeah, you decided to have a look, as you mentioned then, offering sanitizer and everything businesses could need to get back into the office and get back to work, right?
Yeah, so we're already selling it, and we sell the approved products. So that's quite important. A lot of the stuff that's for sale is fake, and we will only sell approved stuff. Luckily, we've spent years building a good database of people, because so, for instance, we have tens of thousands of face masks in stock, approved ones. And I'll just point out, before anyone starts shouting, we specifically sell the non-medical products. So we are not interfering with NHS supply lines. We're selling, because we've always sold. These face masks, by the way, were called dust masks about 3 months ago. They were known as dust masks, and they're worn by builders and people in fiberglass industry. And we apologise about the price, because ones that we were selling for, I looked it up, for £1.04, we're now having to sell for £4.50 each. It's ridiculous. It's not ours. We're not making more money. It's what we have to buy them in at. But everything dried up. All our suppliers supply the NHS, so we had to go elsewhere. A lot of people buy online, and appears they're not too savvy at buying online, and they buy from overseas. There are ways of buying from overseas, but you still have to be careful. But we've been acquiring all this stuff, and all the things you can't get, we've either got or have it on the way right now. So as an example, just before the show, I just ordered 1,000 of these forehead thermometers, the non-contact things.
Wow.
And it's hard to get those, but the company I bought them from are the people that invented them in China. They've invented them back in the SARS thing, so they're pretty good. But they'll be on a plane, and they'll be here in a week or so. It's not easy. And I think, as I mentioned to you before, at the same time, I happen to run a coffee subscription. So
yeah. So it's all going on. I mean, you've got it all, everything happening as a business founder. Can I just, obviously you mentioned there, and I think there's some advice that businesses can take from this, Jon, especially post-lockdown and post-pandemic when it comes to coming up with business strategies. Obviously, it's taken you a number of years to build a database of clients and to have clients and have those people there. Obviously, if you hadn't done that right now and you decided to pivot your business, you'd have to sell those products in a completely different way to what you're having to now. You've got a database of people. So how important is it to start planning to pivot and to plan to have that secondary, so to speak, database of people to advertise your business to, or a secondary conversion, as we say in the business?
Well, so one important thing, you will have told people in the past about email lists and so on. Everyone goes on about email lists, but no one knows actually what to do with them. They build up lists of things, and then they've never sent an email. We have sent emails. We don't spam people. We unsubscribe people. If they haven't responded in 3 months, we clean them off our list, so we keep it nice and clean. But we've kept in touch with our customers. And over the years, we've always done what we say we do. So we have trust. People forget about that thing. We've built trust. So if you're going to start tomorrow, it's going to take you a while to build that up. So when we say we've got stuff, people buy from us because they know we're good for it. But pivoting is a common thing at the moment. If you think we've only slightly pivoted, we still supply commercial industrial supplies to businesses. And I might add, by the way, when I say to businesses, I've even had some friends contact me and say, can I buy stuff, even though we're not a business? We'll take anyone's money, people. Money's all the same. But it wasn't so much a big pivot. It was just it's supply and demand, getting the things that people want and doing it in an Amazon style, as in having it in stock, actually sending it out immediately, having free delivery. I mean, a free delivery is, you can imagine, expensive. So one of our suppliers was Royal Mail. As soon as their deliveries slowed up, we dropped them, and everything goes out DHL, and they come here every single day, and everything goes out. But so we back up what we say by doing what we say we do. And that's important. So you think we haven't pivoted that far. Our customer base we still sell the old stuff, we still sell fire extinguishers and so on. And although it's a bit unusual to say, oh, do I buy a face mask from a company called Fire Protection Online? We've always sold in PPE. I mean, if you have a look in our store, all our PPE is orange and yellow. It's in fact, we got to do a load of new SEO. Now they've changed the meaning of PPE. It's a bit annoying, but I've spent years trying to build that up. But so we supply hard hats and and safety boots and stuff was PPE again about 3 months ago. But so our pivot. So a lot of people, when they're thinking of pivoting, they are thinking of completely changing the business. If you do that, your customer base will think, "Huh, what happened?" If you haven't, if you, unless you're one of these really social people who has that kind of personal touch with your customer base. So you can't 1 second be selling, I don't know, digital downloads, PDFs and stuff, and the next minute get a bunch of face masks and try and sell them, because then you'll be rank spammer.
It's all relative, isn't it, John? Like the product's still relative, and it's all within what you do. I mean, also, obviously, you're an e-commerce store as well. So, sort of, when it comes to traction to the website, and when it comes to sort of that online presence, that online store, how has it all been? How have you seen, so to speak, the sales and everything during lockdown?
So as I said at the very beginning of normal products, it just crashed and burned. We couldn't have survived. It was so it was a case of, what do we tell suppliers? We can't pay them. And we're not that kind of business. What do we do? But if you've seen on the TV, the film The Martian.
Yes.
Mark Watney sits there and he says, "I'm going to science the heck out of this." It's a similar thing. He's left on Mars. What's he going to do? Give up and curl up and die? And a lot of people, I think, are curling up and dying. Some of us, it's when it hits the fan, it's time to get to work. So I get to work, and as soon as the sales start coming in, then I can buy more stuff. But the problem is now we have to buy it. We have to pay it all up front. And there's no credit. No one's giving anyone credit, so we have to buy it. So you have to be really careful. So you can't just go all out. And so we're quite we can adapt quite quickly. So I can put a product on the website overnight, see if it sells the next day, and then buy more of it in. If it doesn't, I just turn it off. As we sell more and more, we buy more. But we have to convert that into cash quite quickly. But because we're e-commerce, everybody pays by credit card. And over the years, we're quite strict. We supply to government and to the NHS, and to, we sell fire safety gear to fire brigades. We make them pay up front. We don't, government, police forces, everything. And because they're used to that, what you'll find is that if you have a good product at a good price, people will do as they're told. So in this current thing, that's quite important. We're not going to have that cash flow issue of credit.
Yeah, no, and I think everyone's used to paying for stuff online and upfront now, aren't they? When it comes to e-commerce stores, the Amazon, so to speak, the Amazon effect, I think, has sort of hit us all when it comes to online consuming. Exactly.
In the old days, I don't speak to customers anymore, and I really shouldn't be allowed to. But I remember having an argument with the Scottish police, not just someone but the Scottish police. I actually said to her, in the end, I said, you don't phone up Amazon and ask and demand credit just because you're the police. And she said, eventually she said that was it. And I'm not kidding. Later on that afternoon, I saw an order coming on her credit card. But if we have the thing you want and our price is way cheaper than anyone else, the credit card gives you credit. So I think a lot of businesses will now see how they wish they had gone on to e-commerce earlier. And when I say a lot of them are on e-commerce, but I mean properly, a lot of people are playing. You can't just phone up the local web company and say, "Hey, can you build me an e-commerce website?" They've never sold a thing in their life online. They can design one, but they haven't got a clue how to make it work. So we've done this for years. And I personally have been selling online for since, I don't know, the 1800s, since when computers were made of wood.
Well, we've been having those conversations quite a lot, because obviously Digital Beans is part of a bigger umbrella of companies, which includes 3 e-commerce brands. So when it comes to creating websites and selling products online, as a marketing agency and as a WordPress development company, we sort of have those boxes ticked. But you're right, in terms of having those conversations with people, they don't know where to start and they don't know where to end with it. And you're right, and it's especially the brick and mortar stores, and it's definitely the high street stores now that are going to have to take note of this. I really want to go into more detail with you, John, but we're absolutely running out of time, which is a pain. We're going to have to go more in depth one day and record a longer show, because we could hit on so much more. As you say, many years in the industry, there's a lot of knowledge there that I'm sure we could spread to a number of e-commerce owners and businesses out there who are having to make that transition at the moment to digital.
Yes, and unfortunately, I've been online for a long time and do quite well with it. And as anyone will tell you, you'll struggle to stop me talking.
Well, I love that, because usually it's me talking loads, so the fact that I can talk loads with someone would be absolutely perfect. John, where can people find out more information about the company, potentially some of the products you're selling now, and also maybe a little bit about yourself?
The best bet is so for looking at the main things, it's fireprotectiononline.co.uk. Beware of imitations, people. And for coffee, it's bluecoffeebox.com. Now, so you can see that those two things are completely unrelated, completely different, and they have a completely different approach. It's not just a one, it's like TV and stuff. It's different. It's not everything's different. It has to be very specific to the audience.
John, you're not just sanitizing the world, you're fueling the world as well. Look at that.
It is
protecting them.
Yes.
And protecting them.
It's funny where we were joking about being essential workers and hats off to everyone who works in the NHS and is actually doing the hard work, but and all the drivers and everyone else. But honestly, without coffee,
our MD Pip would nod to that. I reckon he's watching this now and nodding along to it at home. John, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Look forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you, John. Thank you.